start again.
Good morning and welcome to another wonderful day in Aska. I've not played Aska for a little while. Those of you that have been around the channel know that I've played Aska a lot. It's been my main game, but I've been concentrating on Noble Legacy for a little while. But I missed my Aska, so I'm going to go back to it for a little while. Probably do one Aska a week, one Noble Legacy a week, and then the V Rising series that I'm playing with Aska, one of my channel members. So I'm going to start a new game of Aska. Now, Season 2 didn't completely finish. There's the Tavern update that I haven't been through yet. I spent probably 20 hours trying to find the last island for the desert and the last boss, and 20 hours in, and I can't find it. So I'm going to start a new game, because again, since we last played Aska, we've had a lot of new subscriptions and subscribers join the channel who may have seen the old Aska stuff, but we're gonna start again. So we'll go for a custom world. Aska Season 3. I'm going to use a seed that I've used before. Upload to cloud. We're going to stick with Ragnar. Now, for those that haven't seen it, Ragnar is good for close combat, and then you've got Aska. The girl is better for range combat, but we'll stick with Ragnar, and we're going to change some of the world settings. So terrain will keep as it is. The year length we'll have extended. We'll keep it as default on that. Day length we'll have as extended, and we'll leave the structure and clothing as it is. Difficulty, we're going to put that up to Viking. Now you can change the monsters as well, so if you want an easy game you can put them off completely, or low. Same with how many you get per site. So if you go to a graveyard, for example, you get the skeletons. You can change how many you're going to get in each place. Same with the animals. So your wolfars, your herbivores, which are your fen, and your bears. Unfortunately, you can't turn smokers off, but they're a useful thing, I suppose, ish. So let's start the game. Those are smokers, if you haven't seen them. Demonic rabbits. Hate them. Hate them with a passion. So here we are on the village, on the beach. Hello, old friend. Not seen you for a while. Yep, off you go. He's brought us to shore with our broken ship. So, first thing we're going to do is pick up these Jotun Bloods. Now we use T to pick up all of them in the area. So there's 5 of these altogether, which we need to bring villagers in. Now normally, survival game, first thing you're going to do is punch a tree. We don't have to. We can pick up sticks this way. So driftwood has, we can get sticks from. It's normally about 5-ish. 4 out of that one. So to build a first set of tools, we need sticks, stones and fibre. So sticks we can get from the driftwood. We can't rob our boat, unfortunately. That's all that good wood that we can't use. The reeds here we can get thatch from, which we can then convert down to fibre. So we'll harvest a couple of those, and then we'll show you the other ways to get the fibre as well. So yeah, as thatch, you'll use that later on for making beds and putting roofs on your buildings and things. If we hold down the shift button and then left click, we can turn that thatch into fibre, which we need. The other thing you can do is if you press your Z key, it highlights resources. So everything's, at the moment, it's glowing purple. Now by default I think it's a yellowish green, but I'm slightly colourblind, so this colour is a bit more usable for me. You can alter it in the settings. Right, the other stuff we're looking for is this white flower here. This gives us flax, which is fibres, and we want as much of that as we can find. Again, using the Z key is what highlights the resources. That's some berries. We need those for food. So let's just hang around the beach for a second, and we'll find. There's lots of stones normally on the beach, as well as those floaty things are called wisps, and those will attack us, but they're not too difficult. Let's take this one out. So left click is a normal punch. A right click is a heavier punch. We can get both at the same time with these. And there we go. So they drop fibres and sticks. So we'll pick those up using the T key. Picks up everything in our vicinity of that sort. There's a stone we need. That's some more fibres there. And a stick. So we're looking for stones. There's some. Now we want about 10 or 15 stones. And with those we can then make tools. Right, on these rocks is another useful food, which is mussels. In real life I wouldn't go anywhere near these, but in the game they're actually quite useful. They are a good food source. So we'll pick up a few of those. Right, how are we doing for stones? It's 12. Need some more. 13. 14. Let's get 2 more. And how much fibre have we got? I've got 19, so we need 1 more fibre. Let's break down our reader. Right, so we've got 20 fibre, we've got 16 stones, and we've got a few sticks. That should be enough to get us going. So we press B to build. This first one gives us materials, so rope, stone blades, and then 5 of each. So let's make our stone blades. Just make all of these. And the same with rope. We can make 10 rope. So now if we go to tools, we can make, I'll make my axe first, and my pickaxe, because those are the ones you need the most straight away. We'll need a hoe, a knife, and a hammer. So there we go. If we go to our inventory, we can just move these round in our hotbar. There we go. So in the hotbar we've got, let's do it in this one. We've got a water bottle, which we need. Our stone axe, pickaxe, a hoe, a knife, and a hammer, which are all in there as well. Right. So now, if we get attacked, we've got something we can defend ourselves other than our fists, which is nice. So we have a compass at the top. I know I want to head slightly northeast. I say I've played some of this map before. Let's show you the difference between an axe and the using our fists. There you go, two normal attacks with the axe. Oops. And these things are done for. Don't forget to pick up fibres up, because you will need lots and lots and lots of fibre. So as you're running around, if you see flax, pick it up. Oh, got another one attacking us. There's a stick and some fibre. Right, there's some more flax. Now that little thing that's popped up, the little blue flame, is your wisdom wisp. That will give you hints and tips on what you want to do next. So it's telling us we need to build a fire. I generally ignore them. You can switch them off in the settings, but I've left them on because I want you to see them. For those that haven't seen the game before, I know there's a few of my subscribers that haven't seen very much of Aska. What was that? Oh, garlic. That's a useful thing. Garlic you can use to heal yourself, as well as onions if you spot those. Northeast we're heading, isn't it? Some berries. And the bottom left corner, you've got the orange circle is your food, the white circle is your water, as you can tell by the water drop, and then the blue one is heat. In winter it gets very cold, so you need to keep an eye on those. So we're okay for food at the moment. We're going to want water fairly shortly. Right, some more flax. But we have our water flask with us so we can get a drink while we're out and about. There are also little stone water collectors like this where you can get a drink from. And that just replenishes our water. Right, so we're heading northeast-ish. Oh, that's not nice. There's one of the skeleton flax. And berries. There's one of the skeleton graveyards I was talking to you about, and these people are not friendly. They're not nice. So we're just going to run away from that. Let's get it so it marks on the map. There we go. And we'll just keep running away because he's got a big sword and I haven't. You run away far enough and they will just stop chasing you. But there's a few of those. That's a small cemetery. Is it a small one? Yeah, that one's a small one. The large ones are really not nice. Especially at this early in the game. Don't really want to get involved in those straight away. So we'll just ignore it. Hope they don't see us. So we have different types of tree. We've got the birch tree. Oh, berries. Birch trees you need metal tools for. And then you've got the spruce, which have 2 levels. You've got the thin ones that give ones just long sticks. And then the bigger ones give proper logs, which you can see in the icon just there. You need a bigger axe for that. The small axe that you've got, you can hit those trees with. But we'll come to that shortly. And another nice wide open space. What's up here? Ah, we found a lake. There's handy. Lakes are good for fishing. The reeds that we saw on the beach also grow here. So you don't need to go to the beach to get your reeds all the time if you live near a lake. So next to a lake is usually a good place to set up your village, because you can also fish in the lake as well, and you get fish all year round from that, so it's a good source of food. Let's have a nosy round. We can always come back to the lake as and when, see what's out here. That looks like a wide open space out there. Ah, now there's a small spire. Again, that's full of bad guys that we don't really want to mess with at the minute. You see the size of him? Yeah, he'll wipe us out very quickly if we're not careful. So let's go the other way and pretend we didn't see that. Those big platforms are the Jotun Arena, which we will use later on to fight one of the boss battles. So it's handy knowing where that is. And what's over here? Just having a quick scout around, see what's around. Oh, wolves. These aren't too bad. Again, just watch the white bar. That's your stamina. If you do heavy attacks on these guys, they tend to stun them. Ah, missed me. So there's the first one down. The other one's run away. To jump, it's the space bar. And for those that like to dodge roll, that's shift. So direction you want to move, and shift rolls. So you can avoid attacks like that. Now we've got a stone knife on us, so we can harvest this guy. Now it says hold to harvest. If you press and let go, and press and let go, it's a bit quicker on some things that you harvest with your knife. Because we're only skinning level 1, this takes a while. Level 2. As your skills increase, you do more damage and it does it quicker. And again, we're running out of stamina. There we go. So that's got us some leather scraps, which we'll take. And then these meat hunks. Now you can pick these up and you can carry one at once. We don't want to do that. But you can, again, harvest them down. And you should get like 4 chunks of meat normally. So pick those up. And some bone fragments, which again you'll want early on. Those can be really useful for things like a spiked club and arrows and things a little bit later on. So we'll collect those, and they're just easier to carry. So where are we? Let's head back to our lake. So on this map view, that's the cemetery, there's the Jotunstone Arena. You can left click and put a marker down to where you want to go. So we're heading back to the lake. The things that you find, the markers are below the compass. The marker that you put on the map is above the compass, so we're aiming straight for that now. Ooh, flax. These dwarf spruces you get sticks from as well, but you only normally get 2. But again, a useful thing to have around you every now and again. Now if you press flax, if you see it, pick it up, you're going to need it. If you press and hold the shift key down, you will sprint. Flax. So this is us back at that little clearing by the lake. I'm going to leave that flax because we're going to build our village here, so I can get that in a minute. I just want to have a look to the north to see what's there. Is it just trees? Because I don't think we've been... Oh, we've been a fair way out that way. Right, let's get building. Let's get our village underway. So, first things first, if we go to our build menu, we've done our tools, we need a fireplace. So, it's 4 fibre and 6 sticks to build a fireplace. So we'll put that down there. And we've got all the stuff on us, so we can look at it and press R to supply the stuff. I want to upgrade that in a minute, but we've got a fire there. If we press T when we're looking at it, we want to upgrade this, so we need 6 small stones and 4 sticks, and we get a slightly better fireplace, which is what we want. So again, we can press, we've got 2 sticks on us, so we can press R. Now we can pin this recipe to the top left hand corner up there, so you can see what it is that we need as we build things. So let's get 2 more sticks, and you'll see it's gone to 2 of 2. This Jotun blood we can harvest for stone, so let's do that. If you hold R, it will automatically select the tool that you need. You don't have to manually pick your tool when you're harvesting, it'll just do it for you, which is a nice touch. And this gives us, these shiny rocks give us the Jotun stones, which we need to bring our villagers in. It gives you a large stone and then a couple of small stones as well on those. So that was 3. So this is just a normal stone clump. We can harvest these as well, because we need 6. We're halfway there. There we go. So pick those up. That's 5. We get the large one as well. which we'll bring back over here. We will need that shortly. To drop it, it's just look at the ground and press E. Right. There we have our fire. So we have a way to keep warm. We now need a water source. So we need a rain collector, which is 6 sticks and 3 long sticks. So we'll put that next to our fire there. It's starting to get dark. It's just gone 8 o'clock at night. So like I say, sticks that give the trees that give you the long sticks, we can just harvest with our normal axe. This is where we start punching trees. Now I am playing the game with a couple of mods, so again, for those that have seen the me playing Aska before, I've got the Aska Plus mod and the Builder Buddy mod. I've found a couple more that are interesting as well. Pick up those sticks. And I forgot to pin the recipe, so we'll quickly do that. We've got to flatten this area off first, so we've got the hoe on us, so we can just do that quite quickly. There we go. So 3 long sticks and 8 sticks. Should be easy. We've just chopped down that tree to get 3 long sticks from. And again, because we've got the hammer built already, we can just build that by pressing the E key. And that will now start collecting water for us. Now, those stone ones that we saw before, there's one, those will fill up as well every day. We need that actually. Now that we've built that water source, if we look at this, we can build a well. But it's 12 stones and 20 sticks, so it's fairly expensive at this stage, but we will be getting, oh, there's another one there. We will be changing to those as soon as we can. So we've got heat. Let's get the fire going actually. That tree stump tree we just felled, the stump, if we harvest that, will give us firewood rather than waste your sticks. So there we go, 2 firewood out of that. And it's R to add fuel and E to ignite, which will keep us nice and warm. Now we start in spring, so it's not too bad. So we've got our heat source, we've got our water source. The next thing we're going to need is a shelter, which is 3 long sticks, 2 rope, 8 sticks and 8 bits of bark. Oops. So let's get one of those built, and then we've got somewhere to sleep. It's Q and E to turn and rotate the thing. So we'll put that there. And again, we've got to flatten the area before we can actually start building it. There you go, helps if you're looking at it. So let's chop down another tree. Now there's 4 stages to that. The first one we've already done. Sorry, 3 stages, which we've already done. The first one, which was flattening it. So let's pick up all of these. We'll get the sticks while we're here. Once we start getting villagers in, they will do a lot of this work for us, which makes life a bit easier. That's stage 3. Well, it says 2 because it doesn't count the flattening as well as a stage, really. So we now need 8 bark. Now again, every time you chop down a tree, you normally get 4 from each tree. And again, we'll take that stump out for firewood. Keep our fire going. We did one over here as well, didn't we? Yeah, there's the bark. And the yellow stuff is resin, which we will need as well. Get the onion. Oh, inventory's full. Right, so there we go. We now have a shelter. So we've got heat, we've got water, we've got somewhere to sleep. There's enough things around like berries and the onions and garlic and things that we can feed ourselves. So basic survival is now done. Garlic. The next thing we're going to, there's an exclamation mark above that because there's nobody assigned to it. If we press the tab key, we can look at our structures and we've got one shelter with nobody in it. So let's get someone to be in our shelter. I'm going to flatten this bit off a bit because this slope I don't really like. So again, if we go to B to build, we've got terraforming down here and we can level this out. Now normally you only get about, I think it's 20 squares. Because I've got the Builder Buddy mod on, I can have up to 100. Just to make life a little bit easier from terraforming a large area. So let's flatten that bit off and build that. That's too far away, so I've got to move to it. There we go, let's flatten that off. Because the next bit we want is, we've got the settlement thing now, where we can have the Eye of Odin, our market, outpost and builder's hut. The one we're looking for is the Eye of Odin. This will help us attract villagers by using the Jotun blood stones that we started off with 5 from a shipwreck, and if you see all the little glowing stones around us, there's some over there, up there. those give us the Jotun stones as well, like we had before. So let's level that. And so we need to chop down another tree. Now that one we can't do. There we go, do that one. We will soon get a bigger axe so we can take out the larger trees. Now, most of this game is, you've got to look at your stamina, the white bar that's going down. If you can manage your stamina well, you'll get on really well with the game. Because it's all about how much stamina you're using, especially when you get into a fight. So we need 5 more sticks. Let's just chop down another tree. We're going to need the wood anyway. I do apologise for some of the camera angles in this. It's not always easy when you're in third person. Right, so we need some stones as well. Let's check out this other Jotun stone. Fairly sure I've already said it, but the more you do, your skill rises, and it gets easier. Plus, later on we'll have bigger and better tools, which makes life even easier again. You can't pick up those. We can pick up that though. Now, I know from playing this before that we need 2 of those. There's 2 there. There is one over here, I think. There we go. So we can harvest that down further to get some stones. And there we go, we've got enough. Quickly build that. And 2 of these large stones. If we look at the bottom left corner, I've just noticed I'm down to 14 food out of 100, so we need to eat. So we've got some more of those mussels. They give you quite a large boost, if you let's see. If we look at a berry, that just gives us a little bit, but it gives us water as well. That's why the mussels are really a good food source early game. There we go. Right. So this is a revive of Odin, which is the most important thing in the village. If you're getting attacked, this is where they're coming from for. Mostly, this is what they want to try and destroy. So press E. The Jotun stones that we picked up right at the start can go in there, and we can summon a villager. So here we go. We've got 2 options. Now each villager has 5 perks. it will only show you 2 of them. So you've got to try and work out what it is you want. So Daylight Devotion, he likes the sunrise, and Stormforged, he likes thunderstorms. Rune here is chill sensitive, so he's not a very good Viking, because I've never met a Viking that was scared of the cold. And he lacks the physical strength for wood cutting, so don't want Rune at the minute. We'll have Eno. So we select him and confirm. And just below our minimap on the right side there, we've got 1 minute 27 seconds for him to come in. Now on this playthrough, I'm going to limit myself to 20 villagers. I watched a video a while ago that said the optimum number is 48, but I reckon I can do it with 20. So we'll see how that gets on. I'm going to try and do it and limit myself to, rather than just bringing villagers in all the time. I just want that a nice number. So he'll be in just a minute. In the meantime, let's build another shelter for ourselves. Once you start getting villagers in, they will build things for you until you give them a job. But for now, we have to do a lot ourselves. Pick up those that Jotun stone now. Oops, wrong button. Me doing my usual trick of pressing the wrong buttons. No matter which game you've seen me play, you've seen me press the wrong button quite a few times, I would guess. Seems to be my favourite trick. So 4 sticks and a long stick. Use the baby spruce trees. And here we have Rune. Not Rune, Eno. So if we look at him now, he's homeless because we've not put him in a shelter yet. Tireless Vitality was one of the hidden ones, which is a good thing. He recovers from fatigue and works better. The Sunrise we knew. Daylight Devotion, so he loves the daylight. You can't put him as a night worker. Stormforged we knew. And Resilient Surge, an inner strength when he's at his lowest health. Grants him a boost of stamina to carry on fighting and completing tasks. So that would actually be useful for a warrior as well. So yeah, he's going to be useful. So let's put him in. Let's look at the thing. So you can see his stats there. His base stats up there of what he's good at. And these are his skills. No, they're not. He hasn't got any. He's a builder at the moment, but everyone is by default. The thing I want to show you is optimistic outlook. For the first day, first 24 hours, you don't need to put them in a house. because that gives them enough of a morale boost that they will just carry on with things. If the morale gets too low, they will just leave. So let's put them in a home anyway, because we've got one. No, that's not what I want to do. Cancel. I want to assign him to that house. And he's now built that one for us while we were in the menu. So there we go. We've got our first villager in. We've got our fire up and running. We have a water source, which I need. Thank you very much. And there's enough bits and pieces around that we can feed ourselves. There's onions, there's garlic around here. The bird's nests, if you harvest those or gather from them, you'll get feathers and eggs. And again, the egg, you'll need it later on for pies and things, but again, early game, they're quite a good food source to keep you going until you can make the pies, and then you want them all for the pies. So yeah, that's the first day. It's 6:06 in the morning. We've got our village started. We've got our first villager in. So yeah, I think I will leave it there just now. It's been quite a productive day so far. So yeah, so thank you for watching. If you've got this far, please consider leaving me a like if you've enjoyed yourself. Again, if you're not a subscriber and you've got this far and enjoyed it, please consider hitting the subscribe button for me. We are still a small channel but growing, and we do want to grow more. And from the stats that I've seen off YouTube, about on average 50 to 55% of people watching the videos aren't already subscribed. It's a simple click, but it makes a lot of difference to a small channel. If you want to talk to me about Aska or Noble Legacy that I also play, or the V Rising game that I've just started with one of my channel members, Aska, you can chat to me on my Discord if you want to join that. The link for that is in the description below. So thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed yourself, and I will see you in the next episode. Cheerio!